Yo guys, welcome back to the Uncle Sharma channel, and finally we have some good news to talk about. Yes, Calcio is coming back. Yes, I know that I'm a few days late. The news came out last week on the 20th of June. Italian football is coming back, and I'm a lot more excited than I initially thought I would be. I thought, because of the Bundesliga and how these closed door matches have been, they're not been. It's not the same. It just doesn't seem to work. The excitement's not there. So I thought I wouldn't be excited by Serie A coming back, but this league, this crappy, unorganized, backwards league, Serie Ass, as a lot of us call it, has got something in the heartstrings that it just pulls. And as soon as the news was announced, I was a lot more excited than I've been the last few months. And it's going to be a summer of football because the way they've organized the matches, the schedule is like a match almost every day. Inter are playing almost every other day. And on the 21st of June at 8:45 UK time, we will finally see Inter return to the pitch, return to play, and return to play with our heart, return to give us pain, probably most of the time. It's just sick news. Excited to see football back. But even before the 20th of June, when Serie A will kick off, if you're a Inter, Napoli, AC Milan or Juve fan, your team might already have a trophy by then. Because they're actually bringing back the Coppa Italia. They want to get it all dusted on the 13th, 14th of June, the semi-finals, and on the 17th of June, there will be the final being played. So, if you're the final one of those teams, you'll be already there with a trophy in your hand. Important football matches being played already, which is crazy. I didn't think Serie A was going to come back. To be honest, if you saw my previous videos, I thought it was dusted. I thought Serie A, especially with Italy's situation with the coronavirus, it was a lot more serious than in other places. I thought it was going to get dusted like in France, but things have improved over there, and they've given it the green light now. First, they're getting the Coppa Italia out of the way, which is good. Inter have, obviously, we have to play Napoli. If you remember, we lost the first leg against Napoli 1-0. That Fabian Ruiz goal that we conceded at the San Siro, so we have to go away, but there's not really away matches at the moment. It's behind closed doors. We saw in the Bundesliga that teams that are playing at home, they actually don't really have an advantage anymore. The statistics show that you're more likely to lose at home actually now without the crowd giving you that lift, that confidence. So there isn't that home advantage thing anymore. And just to talk about the Bundesliga as well coming back, the whole world was looking at Bundesliga when it came back because we were also thirsty for football when it came back. But it just didn't hit the spot for me. And, I watch Bundesliga here and there, especially the big matches. But, I tried to give it a go. Obviously, the players are a bit rusty as well, which obviously doesn't help. It's not their fault. But the level of football, the ease with which Dortmund and Bayern have been winning their matches has been kind of off-putting. And, I don't think a lot of people have been impressed with the level of football in the Bundesliga, which you expected to be a little bit higher. But, I'm not going to complain. The league's provided some level of football back into our lives. Premier League is also coming back. La Liga is also coming back. So we actually have summer of football to look forward to. It should have been the Euros, but this is the replacement, the next best thing, and we'll take it. It's the only thing that we have right now with everything going on in the world. COVID-19, the unrest in America going on right now. Of course, the Black Lives Matter movement, which is very important, that is going on. But we've got this football coming back, and hopefully provide us with a little bit of entertainment and bring some joy into our lives. What else is the good news from the last couple of weeks or the last few days has been, of course, if you're an Inter fan, Mauro Icardi has officially left Inter on a permanent basis. PSG have decided to negotiate the deal down from the original fee that we had agreed with them. It was a 5 million loan with a 65 million option to buy Icardi on a permanent basis, and it seems like the new deal is on a 50 million euro basis with 7 to 8 million in bonuses, I believe. And let's also not forget the 5 million that they paid for the initial loan fee. So it takes it around about the original fee, around 64 million pound euros in total. Obviously, it's not ideal. I think it's a bargain price in this marketplace, especially for a striker who's pretty much guaranteed to bang in 20 goals a season. He's got a track record of doing that every single season. But it's been very bad timing. With all this pandemic happening. The Icardi deal might actually be one of the first transfers that kind of show that decrease in player values. We've seen that probably, a 10 to 20% decrease in values has been estimated that players might see in this time, because obviously clubs don't have the same revenue coming in, and we can't expect the players to be valued at the same amount. But we'll see how it happens over the next few weeks. All in all, I'm happy with the deal because, he just needed to go. Clearly, the board didn't think he was, he was fit to play for this team. He fell out with everyone in the team. It's just best for everyone. He gets to, he's won his first ever title in France. So good for him. He's stepped up really. Obviously, in prestige-wise, PSG are not as a big team as Inter, but they're competing for titles every single season. Unlike us at the moment, who we're starting to get there. He'll be earning more money. He's playing with better players. He's playing with Mbappe and Neymar behind him. That's guaranteed to get him some Pago goals. So good luck to him. Good riddance as well. And let's also not forget that Inter managed to negotiate a 15 million clause in the contract, which if in the next 2 years PSG sell Icardi to an Italian club, which is probably Juventus, they have to give us 15 million euros, which is, it takes that total valuation to over 70 million. So all in all, it's not too bad of a deal. It could have been negotiated better, but the pandemic in between, and of course everyone knows that we have to sell him. So the price is what it is. We're not great at selling players, as we've seen in the past with Perisic and Nainggolan. Even they're looking like they're gonna have to come back to us. Obviously their salaries don't help out, but we're just not very good at selling. I thought maybe Beppe Marotta, with his experience and tactical nous in the negotiation and strategies, would be able to do a bit better, to guide Ausilio better in the selling department. But yeah, we still got some headway to make in that selling department. But we'll take it. Mauro Icardi, great 6 years at the club, broke many records, scored many important goals. But now we have Lukaku and Lautaro, and I couldn't be happier. Also, of course, Inter have returned to training. As we know, we've seen the pictures before we return to this kind of social distancing type training, which I don't know how it works. I'm sure like the players in the locker room are still like hugging and touching, but for the cameras and stuff, they're making sure they're 3 or 4 meters away from each other, or wherever they make it. We've seen some of the haircuts. I can't speak. That's why I'm wearing a hat, because my trim is absolutely dead at the moment. But some of the trims I've seen there, the hairlines that are going, Eriksen and Barella especially. Oof, fellas. I mean, Eriksen's getting into his 30s, so it's understandable his weak Danish hairline. But Barella, 23 years old. Jesus, some stresses. What's he stressed about, bro? It's great to see the lads back in training. They're all looking in pretty good shape. Lukaku especially, as we saw with videos and his training pictures over the summer, he looked like he's kept in good shape. And I'm really excited to see the team back in action. I'm sure Conte and Pintus sent the guys some strict guidelines over the quarantine period, and I'm sure they're giving them a good run around in this period. I think the players need a proper pre-season, because I think some of the teams in the Bundesliga, they kind of rush their preparation. It seems like they're not really ready physically, but I'm sure Conte will make sure these boys are ready. We've got players coming back from injuries like Stefano Sensi. I'm sure his knees and legs are already shaking from seeing that schedule, playing it almost every 3 days. Hopefully, they're able to manage his workload a lot better now that they've had him for like almost a year in training of Pintus and the backroom staff. Hopefully, fingers crossed, they're able to manage his weak, fragile legs a bit better. Borja Valero's lungs are already shaking. We have the squad depth, I think, to cope with these matches every 3 or 4 days. We'll have to see. Hopefully, Conte makes better use of substitutes and rotation, and really utilizes maybe some of the Primavera players as well, to give some of the guys a bit of a breather, because it is a big scare. Players coming back from this big period of inactivity, they are a lot more likely to get injured. I've seen a few cases already, especially at Roma and Napoli. A few players are already getting injured in training, so we really need to manage those workloads properly. And I'm not expecting the levels of intensity to be the same as they were before, without the crowds, and the players will take some time to get into the swing of things. The first few matches might even feel like pre-season friendlies, as we've seen in the Bundesliga. The intensity is just not there, so don't expect the same level of football and intensity. But we got some Antonio Conte shouting to look forward to on the sideline, with no crowd, with no noise to drown him out. We're gonna hear the full extent of the Antonio Conte vocal cords in the matches, and I'm looking forward to seeing what he's shouting at the players and at the referees. Obviously, of course, Inter are just outside the title race, but they could get right back into it if they manage to beat Sampdoria. With the Juventus and Lazio leading the line, we're not too far behind them. We're definitely title contenders, but let's see. I think Juventus are still strong favourites for me. I don't know if Lazio have the squad, especially now with the shortened schedule with this matches every few days. I don't think they have the squad to cope with all these matches. But let's see. They've been performing much better than my prediction this season. Lazio, they keep performing on a consistent basis, which is what I was scared for them to not be able to do. Consistency was their big downfall in the last few seasons. But Immobile just can't stop scoring, and let's see if he continues like that. We've seen some of the Juve players, coming back, a little bit overweight, man. Like Higuain looking a bit podgy there. Obviously, imagine if Lukaku came back looking like that. The Italian media would have been all over it, but because it's Higuain and Juventus, we haven't really heard much of it. But yeah, overall, just really excited to get things going again. Let me know in the comments below, which matches are you looking forward to? Are you excited for the season, or are you quite cautious? Do you think it's actually going to go forward, or you think the second wave of Corona is going to hit and hinder everything? So make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll be bringing you more content in this period for sure. I've got an interview lined up with AC Milan fan actually in the next few days, so look out for that. And yeah, just let's see how things develop in the next few days. Excited to see the return of Inter, the Serie Ass, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.